My name is Alisea McLeod.
What kind of art do I do? Whatever comes to mind, really. Lots of drawing. I like to paint. Block prints, linoleum block prints. I've gone back to crayons because I've always enjoyed crayons, and I combine the crayons with watercolor. Also kind of back to childhood, I have been tearing paper, so I call it torn paper art. Well, paper, there's just something about it. You just want to play with it. You just want to, write on it, mark on it, make it other things. When you're creative, you just get inspired by so many things, and you'll try so many things. My family members are creative, and, always needing to get their hands into things like paint. To have a sister who brought home all of these different types of things and encouraged me to help her with them. She used to go, when she would take a photography class, she would need to go on a shoot, and she'd let me go with her. So she was an excellent role model. I teach writing, which is of course creative, no matter what kind of writing it is. And every document has 100 stories. I'm going to tell you this. Now, the document was my second great-grandfather's application, which was thick because he kept getting denied. And I look at this document, and all of a sudden, almost like that movie, National Treasure, a single word on there just sort of rises up from the page, and it says Mason. Maybe that's why it was approved. And that story is my second great-grandfather's, right? But it's also mine. And it's also everyone's. And so, what about being a Mason? What about being a Mason and being African American? So then what does that say about race at that time, late 19th century? That some things could be transcended because of being in that brotherhood? So that again is a story that African Americans need to hear, but if we're looking critically at race, that's a story everybody needs to hear. This stays with you. It just stays with you. And I think one of the reasons is that it's transformative. It belongs to me and it belongs to everybody, because if you start overturning some of the narratives of the Civil War, you're not just doing that for yourself. That becomes something for everyone. And so we haven't absorbed so many truths. And if we haven't absorbed truths that are in fact documented, then those truths have not been informing our knowledge in the present and how we act in the present based on what we know. But this is a ton of work, and I think that's part of what has driven me as well. Somebody's got to do it. A lot of somebodies actually have to do it, and I'm one of those somebodies, and you just have to do it. So don't literally sit on this because it's art, but also don't sit on history.